Hello, everyone. This is day two of our Black History event where we're educating the youth, the young adults on different careers. So I'm going to give it a few more seconds before I bring on our speaker. But first, I'm going to introduce him. We're going to talk to Mr. Brent Latin, a native of Shreveport, Louisiana, and he's into media marketing and business. So I'll give you a few more minutes to get in, then we'll get, or seconds, sorry, and then we'll get started. So everything's set up. Right. Thank you for joining us. I'll wait a few more seconds and we will go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So again, thank y'all for joining us. It's day two of our Black History event that we're going to do all month long. Today, we're going to talk to Mr. Brent Latin, and he is a native of Shreveport, Louisiana, and he is the president and CEO of Young Professionals Entertainment, YPE, which is a media, marketing, and entertainment company, again, located here in Shreveport, Louisiana. He also has a recording studio in his office, which is awesome. And he works with local and regional artists. He started business at a young age. He told me that himself. And he is a talented musician. He plays several instruments and he has performed with various artists around the country. In 2013, YPE, which is his business, was named Small Business of the Year by the Shreveport Bossier African American Chamber of Commerce. And in 2015, Brent was inducted into the 9th class of the 40 Under 40, which is from the Young Professionals Initiative of Northwest Louisiana, top 40 professionals under the age of 40. In 2019, YPI was chosen as one of the top small businesses in the greater Shreveport area by the 318 Forum and the Greater Shreveport Chamber. Brent has served on many prestigious boards in his community, and he continues to serve. In 2011, Brent received his bachelor's degree in accounting from Louisiana Tech University, and he's a member of the 2007 class of C.E. Byrd High School. In May 2013, Brent married Miss Jessica Latin and became a father of a son, Alexander, in 2014, and a daughter named Bella in 2018. He enjoys traveling, fellowshipping with friends and family. He participates in sports. He believes that loving God, loving yourself, and loving people creates a recipe for enjoying life. So I am going to bring on Mr. Brent Latin. Hey.
Hey, how are you
How
doing?
are you?
Doing good on this Thursday evening.
That's right. That's right. So I just introduced you to everyone and told them about your awesome background in business and music. And so going to ask you some questions. And again, if any of them pop up, I'll let you know and get those answered as well. So first off, tell us briefly about yourself. Like I told them you're from Shreveport. College. Tell us about a little bit about college, any organizations that you're in, or anything else you want us to know.
Yeah, college I attended. You just said I graduated from the C.E. Byrd High School. Anybody that went to Byrd or goes to Byrd understands the pride that we have for that school. But then also I attended Louisiana Tech University and I majored in accounting. There I was involved in pretty much almost any organization you can think of. I was involved on the union board, which is the campus activity board. One of the best, not one of the best, but the best fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I pledged that in 2009. So I've been a part of that organization for 13 years now, 12, 13.
Yeah, still an active member.
Yeah, over a decade. To say that. I was also involved in Delta Sigma Pi, which is a business fraternity, and a lot of other things, and I definitely really enjoyed that experience.
Gotcha. So I'll let you tell everyone, what do you do?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of different things. I normally sum it up into media marketing and business. One of the things that I've done pretty much my entire life is I've been a musician my entire life. mainly piano and organ. I've been a church musician my entire life. I love that part of me. And then alongside with that is the other part of media, video production. My parents, they worked for KTPS in the 80s and 90s. My mom was a reporter and my dad had a show for 20 plus years. So I've been in that form of media since I can remember. Even when I was 2 years old, I had to find the VHS, but I was in my dad's lap on one of his shows. So I've been engulfed in media and video, I mean, my entire life. One of my first actual entrepreneurial experiences, I was 12 years old and I recorded all of my sister's basketball games and I sold the tapes to the parents. I made a couple $100, which at 12 was a lot of money. And to be honest with you, even at 31, I'm not looking just to pass up a couple $100. So,
right.
So I really enjoy that side. And even more recently, I started a school of music where I do piano lessons, but even a couple of months ago, started a new endeavor where I do business coaching and consulting and pretty much, you know, telling people I've been in business. I'm young, but I've been in business a long time. So I've learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot and still growing and understanding how this thing works. But I believe I have a little bit of knowledge to where I can spread on to people that are either new or people that just need, you know, a kind of pep or some good ideas to help in their business.
Gotcha. And so I know we had our one with BNI, and you told me that at the age of 19, you formed your first LLC, which I thought was impressive. I'm like, that's 19. Like, I didn't even know what LLC meant. So that was pretty awesome. So you was introduced at an early age, and you already knew kind of because you were surrounded by it, you know. So that's awesome. So I guess that's how you found out. That was my next question. How did you find out about your career? And was it a timing thing, or was it something that you just sounds like you already knew that was something that you wanted to do? So.
Yeah, it really was. And my mom can tell the story best. Even at 7 or 8 years old, I was drawing studio equipment and video equipment and drawing studio stuff. And I just always had a passion for what I was blessed and gifted with music and just with media. And then got to high school and connected with some friends in high school, and we started recording at my house on skip days on the weekend.
Right.
We decided, we were like, hey, look, let's go ahead and form a business. And actually, we started that when I was 18, because that was in 2008 that we actually got an entity. So it was freshman year at 18. Okay. And but yeah, I just always love what I do, and I thank God that I'm blessed to pretty much 98% of any income that I've ever made in my life has been from my passions. I'm really thankful for that.
That's awesome. Now, did you have any mentors or coaches to help you along the way with your business growth?
Yes. I mean, I'm blessed, and I reference my parents a lot because I mean, they are the foundation that has built me. They not only made me from a biological standpoint, but they and molded my mind, and they still actually do that today. But my parents, one thing that they really did, which I'm a big person for, is building a strong village. My parents surrounded, you know, all of my family is from this area, so grandparents, aunts, and uncles. But they even allow, you know, godparents and other people to really influence us. So I mean, when it comes to a village, I don't think anybody could have made a better village for me and my siblings, and I'm doing the same thing for my child. But in that village, you know, I've had uncles that have been successful in business and that have jumped out into entrepreneurship. Even my godfather, he was not an attorney, but he was an insurance broker for years and did awesome in business. So I've had so many great role models to look at. And then even more recently, as I started to grow up and start business and became an adult, my pastor, he's an awesome leader. So I definitely have looked up to him for the last 10 years. And there have been some other figures and other people in the community that have really just inspired me and they've helped me. And I got a couple of mentors to where they're not scared of me. And they tell me, hey, no, don't do that. Do this. You need to do this. Or they'll tell me, look, you're working too hard. You need to go rest, or you need to delegate. So, you know, I've been blessed with a cheering session, but also an accountability section at the same time.
Cool. And I've noticed that too, that how well you're known around here, because like whenever we do be in the same location, it's like everybody's like, "What's up, Brent?" I'm like, "You know everyone." Like, but again, Shreveport is kind of reminds me of my hometown where everybody kind of knows everyone. Once you get your name out there, it grows quickly. Your reputation does, follows you here. So, all right. So, are there any type of special training or schooling that's needed to do what you do?
I went to school for accounting, but I wouldn't even try to dip into that. And I graduated early and all that good stuff, but I wouldn't try to dip into that. But the field that I'm in, a lot of it, can be self-taught. But like I tell everybody, we always kind of navigate education is directly college or directly some type of formal education. You got to sit in the classroom. But for a lot of the things that I do, simply reading a book or getting on YouTube or researching different technology and really diving in and practicing and consulting from other people. That's the education side for media and for music production and video production and photography. You may not sit in a formal class or go to any schools to do it, but you're still learning. But in my experience, I still do like a more structured setting. So I've taken classes all over the country with audio production, Bossier Parish Community College, BIPC here in our area. I've taken classes there as well when I was younger. So education is always important no matter what field you endeavor in, and you should always be continually educating yourself. So definitely some good educational things in this field.
Good deal. Good deal. So you would say most of yours was just trial and error. You just went out there and just did it. So, wow, that's awesome. Okay. So is there a special skill or personality type that a person needs to be in your field that you feel like?
I really think to be in media and marketing, and that's just me, but I'm an extrovert, so I love people. I love socializing. But I don't think that's just necessarily something that you have to have. I do think it kind of breaks the ice a little bit easier. And even in business, when you're networking, being an extrovert, it does help. I even tell my introverted friends, sometimes you have to go ahead and position yourself to say, well, look, I need to talk to these people and kind of switch up for that 30 minutes to an hour and then go back to being introverted. So I think business in general, you do want to have some sense of network, especially when you're starting out, because you're gonna have to meet people and really get out there.
Oh, trust me. Yes, I do understand that. And like I told y'all this morning in the group meeting, that's been the most painful thing for me, getting out of my shell and just walking up to people and introducing myself. But it's also been the most rewarding, So they always say the thing that you fear the most in business is the thing that you need to go towards. So I took that to heart, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, they might tell me no, or they may say get away from me, or why are you talking to me? But that's okay. You gotta remember my name. So
exactly. Yeah, and I always say, and I'm like I said, I'm very extrovert. I love people, but then even sometimes in networking settings, I know we've been doing networking differently now, but pre-COVID, I would go into a setting, and even here in Shreveport, I tell people all the time, they're like, well, everybody knows everybody. No, I've been in some networking settings to where I'm like, I don't know anybody in here. Or I kind of know that person, but I don't know them enough to hang with them. And sometimes I even get nervous and I'm like, well, who do I approach first? So I definitely can even understand that standpoint.
Gotcha. Yeah. And from an introvert, I'm telling people, like, I received some advice from a guy that I was networking with about 2 weeks ago. And he said, pick one person in the room and go towards them and then work the room that way. Don't try to get everybody at once. And I was like, okay, I never thought about it like that. And then you get that person, you remember their name, and then you follow up with them even afterwards. And that was great advice, I felt like. So, okay. So what are the pros or benefits of getting into your career? Like being in your career, what is the thing that you love the most about it?
I love the creative side. One of my definitely a guy I look up to, Pastor Darren Jackson, awesome person. He said years ago to me, he said, being creative is the closest thing to being to God, or being next to God, or connecting with God, is creating. So that's one of the things that I just love. I love creating things, starting from zero and making it something, and seeing the end result, and seeing how happy and pleasing it is for other people to view or listen to or to share. So that I would say that's the most rewarding thing.
Okay. And so on the opposite side of that, what are some of the drawbacks or some of the negative things of either getting into your career or being in your career?
Yes. And I speak just from a CEO standpoint, and some of the things, and you've experienced that a lot now, is some of the other things that where you're not being able to do what you love to do, the paperwork and making sure you write taxes and making sure that payroll is there, make sure you're paying the bill, all the administrative things, and sometimes not the fun things. So I would say that portion is what I don't like, because when it comes to anything with media or marketing or business, I mean, if I could sit on social media all day and just post things, I would love that. If I could just sit in the studio, create music, I would love that. If I could just edit video or shoot video all day, I would love to do that. So I love every aspect, but it's the business side that you have to take care of that sometimes gets a little tough.
Right. The things that get you out of trouble, right? Those are the things we hate to do, but they have to be done. And I agree with you. Like, I knew that was coming. And I think for me, I was afraid of it because I haven't ever done it before. You know, when you work with under other people or for other people, they have people they hire, big companies to do that for you. So, you know, so was your job affected by COVID at all, or your career, people in your career? Do you feel?
Yes. It was, but I would say, and blessed to say, it actually affected it for the good. First week that COVID hit, I was eating with my mom, and I was just kind of like, oh, we had all these things lined up, all these events we were doing, and all this other stuff. And she basically was like, I can't even remember what she said exactly, but she was like, look, you got to make it happen. You got to find a way to reposition and to make it happen. And, you know, luckily with being in media, specifically video production, that became the most common thing. Okay, so we can't have an annual meeting, so let's have a virtual annual meeting, or pre-record this concert and then air it as if it's live. So yes, it really has COVID, you know, I would say really, you know, we had to pivot a little. And honestly, we didn't really have to pivot too much, because what we offered before is what just people need more now.
Yeah, true. So good job with that, because I know you have been moving. Like, and it's crazy because you're at more BNI meetings than I am, and I'm just getting started. So I got to do better. But I'm there virtually. So
yes, that's why it's there. So yeah,
exactly. All right, last questions, unless we get some to come up on the screen. What advice would you give to the young adults who are interested in either media, marketing, or music? If that's their passion, what advice would you give those newbies, the ones that are just like, hey, this is where my heart is. How do I get into this? You know?
And I'm one of those people, I'm like, look, if you want to learn how to swim, and I probably shouldn't say that because I'm not the best swimmer, but we'll use that analogy anyway. But if you want to learn how to swim, just jump in the water. So many times people will try to find the perfect time to start, or wait till they get the perfect equipment. You know, it's 2021 now. So this right here, your phone can do so much. So if you're looking to get into video and you don't have the money to buy a $500, $600, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 camera, get your phone. Start there. Find some software on your phone. Start editing, or even taking pictures, or, you know, whatever you may want to do in media, or even music. They have so many apps now, and I'm not really, I would say privy. I'm privy to them, but I don't really know how to work them, because we have, you know, the professional equipment. But they have some apps out here that you can get on your phone for either free or for very low cost that can do some awesome things. So that's my big advice, is to dive in it. If you want to be in media, do it.
Just do it. Wow. Yeah. And I thank you for bringing this one, like StreamYard, up for me, because I was like, how in the world am I going to broadcast this? So perfect. I love the flow of this one. So thank you for that. So guys, he's amazing. I watch, like I told you and Emery earlier, I watch y'all because y'all are true professionals. You carry yourselves very well. And yeah, you have a fan right here. I'm like, those two right there. I picked y'all two when I first went to BNI. I said, I'm going to watch those two and watch how they move, because they know some things. So, so yeah, I just thank y'all for even Emery just answering whenever I call him, like, hey, what do y'all think about this? And you guys have been very welcoming to this Mississippi native to Shreveport. So, you know, and I don't see any questions. You guys, if you have anything you want to ask Brent, now's the time before we let him go. I know he's in a busy season. He has a lot to do, and I'll give it a couple of more seconds. Anything else, Brent, that you think I missed or want to say?
Not that you missed. I'm long with it, so I try to keep them pretty concise, because I can talk. But I'm just excited about this, and like you say, I know this has a Black History focus, so definitely I love this time of the year where we're able to really talk about what goes on with our culture and with where we're from. And, for so many years, we were just kind of scared to say, hey, look, this is what this is who we're about, African American, black people, whichever term you want to use.
Right.
But I really thank you for having this and having me and really acknowledging some awesome things in our community with people in our culture.
Right. Thank you. You're welcome. And I was brainstorming this with my dad, and I was like, our kids, we know about Dr. King and Rosa Parks, and we are very appreciative of that history, but the kids need something they can use now.
Right.
And that's why I decided, let's go ahead and just give them that knowledge, because they're curious and they want to know, how do I do this? And sometimes just having that one mentor, seeing that one video can lead you in a path that's like, okay, now I know I can do this, or I see somebody like me that's doing this, so I know it can be done. So, right. Yeah. So that is all, you guys. Thank you. We're at 20 minutes. Told you 20, 30 minutes. All right, Brent, I will see you guys on Monday. And thank you again for your time. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your evening.
Take care. Bye, y'all.